my September manga and anime wrap up. So first I'm going to talk about what manga I was reading this month, and then I'm going to follow that up by talking about some of the anime that I watched this month. So the first things that I decided to read this month were Fruits Basket Volume 8 and Volume 9. So if you haven't heard of Fruits Basket before, it's about a young girl named Toru Honda who loses her mother in a car accident and then has to live in a tent. She's discovered living there by Yuki and Shigure Soma. Yuki is a boy who goes to her school, and he offers to let her stay with them for a while. So she goes to stay with them and discovers their family secret, that when they are hugged or embraced by a member of the opposite sex, they could turn into one of the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac and the cat. And yeah, there's a whole lot more that goes on from there. When I started reading it, I thought it was going to be a very cute little shoujo series, and I was quite surprised by the dark turn that it sort of has taken, particularly in these couple of volumes. I really enjoyed Volume 8. You get a little bit of backstory about Toru's parents in some of these chapters. You also get to see them do a school play and have little Freudian slips, let's say, of what they say. It's quite good. There's not much I can say without spoilers, so I'm going to move on to the next one, which is Volume 9. Again, can't say too much without spoilers. I have a full reaction video to Volume 8 up on the channel, which I'll link in the description below, and I'll probably put a card somewhere up the top. I also am planning to do a reaction to this one, so if you're wanting to discuss what was the contents of this volume or Volume 8, please find the videos that are for them and don't leave any spoilers in the comments below. Because I don't want anyone to come here to find recommendations and then get spoiled for what's to come. Because it's such a good story, and this, some of the things that you find out, especially in this volume, are quite shocking, and there's not things that you would want spoiled. So yeah, but the Fruits Basket is really good. I have not quite finished it yet. I'm in the middle of reading Volume 10 now. Yeah, I look forward to finishing it, and I definitely recommend this to anyone. I also heard in another video somewhere that these editions, these collector's editions, might be going out of print. I hope that that's not true, but just in case it is, maybe get your hands on these now while you can. So, something else I also read this month is Black Butler. Now, if you aren't familiar with Black Butler, it is a great series by Yana Tobaso. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I've been reading this for a long time. It does have an anime, but if you've watched the anime and thought that the story was a bit meh, I would definitely recommend picking up the manga, because the anime, I liked the anime when I watched it, but then I went and read the manga, and the story that's in here is way better, and I'm very glad that they're starting to bring out the manga arcs as series. So basically the whole second half and the whole set of the first season and the whole second season never happened. So if you're on the fence about Black Butler, the manga, because you didn't like the anime, definitely get the manga. It's way better. So this is Volume 28. It came out, I think, over a year ago, and I really wanted to get it at the time, and I just couldn't. But I've got it now. It's great. CL is on the run from Scotland Yard because of reasons I can't say without spoiling a whole bunch of stuff. But it was a really good volume. The art in this is just always so amazing. Like, look at the cover art. I love the art in Black Butler. Highly recommend this series. So next, I read Komi Can't Communicate. So Komi Can't Communicate is about this girl Komi, who is supposedly very popular, and I think his name is Tadano. Yeah, Tadano, who is not very popular. But he's approached by Komi, and they start sort of talking, not really talking, writing to each other on the blackboard. And he finds out that Komi has a very hard time talking to people. And that she doesn't actually have any friends. It's all superficial popularity. Like, she's so pretty, she doesn't talk to anyone, so she must be super popular and, you know, super up herself, that kind of thing. But really, all she wants is to make friends. So Tadano agrees that he will help her make friends, make 100 friends while she's in high school. And this is her journey to try and make those friends. As someone who suffers with anxiety pretty badly, I find this to be so relatable when you're reading it and you're like, yep, been there, done that, had that exact situation. So I really, really liked it. The art is quite nice, as you can see from the cover and the back of the book. This may not be for everybody because it's done in little skits. Instead of having long chapters, everything's done in little skits, which they call communications. So each little conversation is its own tiny little chapter. But obviously, because it focuses on Komi trying to communicate. but some people might not like that particular style, but I do. I quite like this, and I'll be getting more of it. So I do recommend this one so far. So yeah. Okay, so next we have Yona of the Dawn. I decided to pick up Yona of the Dawn because every single manga collection video I have watched on YouTube, everyone seems to have Yona of the Dawn. So I thought it must be good if so many people are reading it. So I picked up this first volume and read it. And I don't regret it. It's really good. So Princess Yona. Yona is a princess. And I'm going to say something that might be a little bit of a spoiler, but I think it happens at the end of the first or second chapter. So yeah, it's not really a big spoiler for the series because it's right at the start. But Yona is basically in love with her cousin, and he comes to visit, and her father doesn't approve of her love for her cousin and says that he won't give them their blessing to marry, that she needs to marry someone more appropriate for a princess. She goes off to think about it for a little bit, and one night she decides to storm into her dad's room to tell him that she's not going to give up on her love for him. But upon doing that, she finds that the man that she loved was in there with her father and that he had killed him. And then she goes on the run with Hak, who is her personal guard, who saves her from being killed by this guy as well. And they have to escape the castle and, yeah, work out what they're going to do from there. Yeah, this is really good volume. It is quite a few flashbacks, even in the first volume, just to sort of give you context to the story and some more information about the characters and their past together. I really liked it. I'm definitely getting more very soon because this is, I reckon this is going to build up to be a really, really good story. And the art is quite nice. They're nice additions by Viz Media. And all the cover arts on all of the volumes I've seen just look absolutely lovely. So yeah, definitely if you haven't decided to pick this one up yet, go for it. And the last thing I read this month was the first chapter of Ultraman. So this is about a young man named Asuka Masamune. And he's a guy who loves girly things, which apparently is called an Ultraman in Japan. I didn't know that. But yeah. So this guy really likes girly things. He likes cooking and sewing and flowers and pink. He loves all those sorts of things. And he's in love with a girl named Rio. But she is not really a girly girl. She's really into sports, martial arts, and she likes a lot more manlier things. So this is about their sort of role-reversed love story. I'm going to do a full first impressions of this. I'm also going to be doing a first impressions of Yona and Komi as well on the channel very soon. So I'll go into a bit more detail then. But I did like this first volume, and I think that I will get more, but it is not going to be the highest priority for me right now. I think I'm going to try and pick up as much Yona of the Dawn as I can instead. But it is a good volume. I think this is sort of an older series. But yeah, it's really good. The art's alright. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, you know, pretty standard shoujo. But yeah. So that's what I've been reading this month. As for anime, I haven't watched too much anime this month. But my boyfriend did convince me to sit down and watch The Promised Neverland with him, which I loved so much. I was really disappointed that it ended after only 12 episodes. I reckon it could have gone so much longer. But apparently there's going to be a season 2, which I can't wait to watch. My boyfriend has also just started collecting the manga, so he's bought quite a few of them recently. So I'm going to start reading that because I just really like the story. If you don't know, The Promised Neverland is about these kids who are in this orphanage, and then they find out something really bad about the orphanage and that they have to leave. So they devise an escape plan and decide how they're going to leave, but they have no idea what's on the outside as they've only ever lived within the walls of this orphanage. So it's really good. Yeah, I really look forward to reading more and seeing where that story goes and how these characters develop, because my boyfriend informs me that they age over time as well, which I love that idea, that you actually get to see them grow up, because a lot of shows, they only focus on people for like that particular age and it doesn't really span a long time period. Like when you think of things like Pokemon and stuff like that, where Ash Ketchum's been like 20, well, he's been like 12 for 20 years. You know what I mean? I like the idea that they actually age in this one. I also watched Made in Abyss. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Made in Abyss. I like the story and I like the concept of it, but I was really thrown off by the art because it looks so cute, and the way that it started, I thought it was going to be this really cute thing about these kids that go exploring, and it ended up being a lot darker than I had anticipated. It's not to say that it was bad. It wasn't bad at all. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I'm wondering if maybe the manga is better than the anime, and maybe it expands a bit more, because where the anime stops. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more story that was going to come. So if anyone's read the manga and knows how much more it actually continues after, let me know, because I'd be very interested to see that. But yeah, it was pretty good. It's very dark though, so definitely not for younger viewers. But I do recommend it if you're into dark and horror and like mystery adventure kind of things. So that's my wrap up for the month of September. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do a wrap up next month as well. I have lots of videos coming out, including a first impressions of Ultraman, Yona of the Dawn, and Komi Can't Communicate, a reaction to Fruits Basket Volume 9, and a reaction to Black Butler Volume 28. So keep an eye out for all of those things coming to my channel soon. I'm also going to be doing a manga collection video very soon, so keep an eye out for that as well. Alright, let me know what you've been reading this month down in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you guys again in another video. Bye!